us form a prayer circle. Single and ready to mingle, ladies. Hello, everybody. For Missy, how you doing? Shamay, William, Nomadic, everybody, good evening. Greatest ever, good to see you, honey. Love and respect in Jamaica. Bring you in the sheet. Go together. And a very good evening to all of you. A little inspiring church music tonight as we gather to pray here. It is Friday evening, and welcome to all of you. It has been a hell of a long day, and it could be a hell of a long night too. Let me adjust a few things on the board here, and let me say hi to a lot of people, okay? Tanya, Elizabeth, Sandy, and Mew, and Hobo, and Linda, Priscilla, Susan, greatest ever. Great to see you, greatest ever. Long time, McDave, Regular Joe, Linda Harper, I think I mentioned off the Ranch, Nomadic Weather, Bear, William Hanson Jr., and we got, of course, Shamay and lovely Missy, a.k.a. CBL here. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you, Sadistic Princess, Bo Randall. Yeah, we're just having a little bit of fun tonight. It's been a long day. I'm pretty exhausted. Hello, Norma. But I've gotten some things accomplished today. I've had you know a lot of phone conversations. Hello, Monkey Boy. Good to see you and everybody else. Welcome aboard to the chat, Lulu. Nice to see you, Mrs. Pudwina. Excuse me, Ms. Pudwina. Nice to see you tonight. What era am I living in, right? Rio Birds. Good to see everybody this evening. The good news, and let me get a few things adjusted. Hey, Joni, and a couple things to talk about today. I'm not going to dwell too much on the first topic, maybe a little more on the second topic, and probably a little more on the third one. I will check with the update my AKA to the latest. Hello, Maggie. Nice to see you. You pooped out there. Greatest ever. Yeah, for DMX. I wasn't a huge DMX fan. I was more in the era of LL Cool J and that kind of era. That was my time. Let It Go. The really early days of rap and stuff like that. Hey, bike along. Pico Lana Manicarista. Hello, E Will. Nice to see you. Hello, Jody. Hello, Miguel. Nice to see you tonight. So, obviously, Chris is back on the road. We're going to tear into that a little bit on there. Some of the things that were discussed today. I'm not going to, talk about a few things, but I do try to respect people on their channels, their content, their lives. Okay, and I've never felt the need to, quote, hump somebody to do something like that. But it does not mean that we can't discuss in generalities and things like that. Okay, thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Noreen. You know, Yeah, love the grunts and growls. Hello, Tattoo Crazy. Well, you kind of knew that DMX was heading in that direction, right, guys? With the career, the drug usage and all that stuff. It's a shame when a relatively young person. I felt the same way with. I felt the same way when Whitney Houston was found in a bathtub in, somewhere in Beverly Hills or something, and she was so out of her mind that she got into a tub with scalding hot water. And when the staff found her, hope you haven't eaten yet tonight, or hope you've digested your dinner. Her skin was literally flayed off of her body. Okay, and then big sheets in the. It was not a great scene to come upon. This is why I say that one of the most horrible jobs you can have is a housekeeper in a hotel, because you open that door, housekeeping, right? You never know what you're going to find when you walk in the other side there. And well, you can thank, she was beautiful, she was talented, um, but I'll always say to this day, and God forgive me. I mean, Bobby Brown was the worst thing that ever walked into her life, right? Took a talented actress, took a talented singer, and took her down the path of destruction and eventual death. Drugs, alcohol only let you go so long. Always sad when somebody succumbs. When your sensory organs are so overloaded that you cannot differentiate heat anymore, then you're gone. Okay, and we know that because hotels always fear running out of hot water, they always boost that thing up to the legal maximum in there to ensure everybody gets a shower. You don't want to pay $400 a night and have cold water come out. Yeah, Whitney. Yes, Whitney Houston we're talking about, who I absolutely adored. The Bodyguard wasn't my favorite movie of hers, but it was still an okay movie with Kevin Costner, and I kind of enjoyed that. Hello, Toodles. Nice to see you. It's been a long day today. But DM, he has been on my mind. It has been a topic of conversation around a lot of corners of YouTube. He's not going to be. He's not the first. He's not going to be the last. I really came of an age when the Coke parties were the big thing. Okay, rolling from the 80s into the 90s, the Robert Downey Jr.'s. I can't remember the movie he was in. I don't know, something about Zero or something like that. Very tough movie. Watching Robert Downey succumb to the coke life and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Chris is on the road. I know that. Thank you, Sean. Boy, do I know that today. Okay, we've had a lot of controversy. We've had a lot of opinions. We've had a meeting of the minds, but at the end of the day, he's on the road. As for how long, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I gathered the prayer circle tonight. And, with a little bit of bringing in the sheep, right? For safe travels and all of that. It's very easy, and this is really the later topic for that. I'll just put it this way. It's very easy to overcome some problems in the very short run. Okay. But time catches up with everything. Okay. And at best, you just employ stopgap measures. You see how many miles you have to go. And, what I've done things differently. We'll get into that. Hello, Carolyn. Been hell, I have a wrinkle. Oh my God. Sorry, I've been very sexy and discreet. Love you all. Stay safe. Well, thank you, Carolyn. Send me pictures. I can make it like new@gmail.com. Okay. Front, side, back. Right, everything. Hey Angus, thank you. Good to see you, quirky girl. What's up, street life? Um, you know, um, we'll get into that because it's been a long day. The first thing today that I want to address is Elbow was out doing his rants today, and as far as I can figure, this guy talks about me about 5 times more than I ever talk about this guy, okay, on YouTube. Why? Because he's always been irrelevant to me. He's always been somebody that has always um, looked at numbers, always looked at views, ran everything from a calculated analytical point of view of how to shake the money tree with the most effect. Okay, and it's back in 2015, it wasn't so bad. We were all We hadn't popped our cherries on things like GoFundMe's, and super chats hadn't even been dreamed up yet, and members and super stickers. That stuff was years in the future. But as I said before, some people, when they get the bit in their mouth of money, they lose themselves, they lose their perspective, and eventually a lot of them lose their place on YouTube. And Street Life can certainly know that. G for T, a couple of the other renowned ones that took gigantic headers on this platform. So, um, but when you talk about somebody, you're never gonna knock me. You're never gonna make me feel insecure about my looks. I look great, and I know I do. For my age, I feel damn good. I think I present quite well. I keep myself in good shape. As for you, almost 25 years my junior, you literally look like you're ready to be wheeled onto the porch of the convalescent home to the sunny side of the window. Okay, and good luck passing the CDL physical, because I've known them to be done for a lot of years, and the certifications have tightened up every single year in that regard. The love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah, the love of it, that's correct on there. What's going on? Saying you said you weren't okay, quirky. Well, we love quirky girls, so. Oh, thank you, Norma. So you're never going to move me off about, I defy any, well, I'm not in my right mind, but any 62-year-old woman to pop on a silver bullet micro bikini, and yeah, let's go at it, right? See Elvis in that? You'd be puking your way down the street. I returned to YouTube. I had 10 people messaging me today about that. Whether the bloated one will be returning, I don't even care. I didn't care the last time around. Okay? I even laughed when the idea was floated. When I'm sitting down in Mexico and listening to Waiting for the Boys to come back, and we're getting ready to head out of Tijuana, and I'm going to wear a mask and come back like Nacho Libre and have a voice disguiser and stuff. And I'm thinking, who's that hooked into YouTube? I mean, really? Your mouth says one thing, but your actions say something else. It's always like the Aesop's fable of the sour grapes, right? Right? You're sitting there looking at the grapes. You just can't reach those grapes. I didn't want those. I didn't want those rotten grapes anyway, right? But boy, when you have your undercard guest appearances on the bottom of YouTube, man, it's all like puffery, right? Look at me. I'm back. And I'm going to be here a long time. So learn to love it. Right? Well, ask me, Rosie, do you care? I could give a flying, you know what? I could care less. But we have to answer, as the Hebrew National hot dog commercial said, We have to answer to a higher authority. Okay? And we know that, sounds like somebody being strangled out front. We have to answer to an even higher authority called YouTube here. And for anybody that sits around and thinks that this platform hasn't changed, yeah, man, how you doing? Hello, Darla. Anybody that thinks this platform hasn't changed radically in at least the 7+ years that I've been on, God knows Street Life has been here 62 years or whatever on social media. Shit, man, this guy was MySpace number 14. All right. He knows what's going on. Software engineering has gotten better. Algorithms have gotten more precise. The way of controlling growth on YouTube, the way of taking care of advertisers. Thank you, Kiki. The way of taking care of advertisers the circle's never been drawn tighter. The wagons have never been circled more. Okay. Don't think that there's not a strong connection between YouTube and AdSense. Okay. YouTube is the creative arm for Google. Google Search is the analytical arm, Google Drive, storage, everything else. But AdSense is a bird of a different feather. Yes, you can get booted off of YouTube and you can still keep your AdSense and you can still attach it to your website, Chicago Good Eats with Big Boy, right? You can attach it to that, get enough people on your blog, ads can go on it. You keep that. Problem is when you tie YouTube and AdSense together, it may not be the first couple minutes, it may not be the first hour, it may not even be the first couple hours, the first couple days, but eventually it catches up. Okay, now you may entertain a fantasy, street noise, thank you, Bo. You may entertain a fantasy that coming back and non-monetized, man, nobody cares. Okay, you know, you weren't even third best with your game on here. All right, because you never made a connection with people except a certain core of people that got a chuckle, but their greatest joy would be the thought that something one night your van just boom. Right? Well, guess what? I talked to your nephew today, Narse. Yeah, we had a nice long conversation. And yeah, you know, we're still gold. We're good. Narse came out, spent time at the semi right into the driveway here. He knows what the story is. I'm not going to disclose that story here on YouTube, but he knows what the story is. And he always has an open invitation to come to the Rancho. Why? Because I can sustain friendships. Just like I still sustain my friendship and my love with Missy Jen. No matter how hard you attempted to upend it. Every morning, get my kisses and I give kisses and all that. Your friends. You haven't talked to Drury in months. Okay. Drury got fed up with you. You're only out, Mr. X, fed up with you. The list goes on and on and on. Friends in real life, man, I got dozens of them that I've met. 401k Ray, I think that's the only one. Apart from family and maybe Sargon Gabriel, the famous Assyrian singer, that you can be a window licker at his nightclub events, that's cool. But you'll always be on the outside looking in. The more somebody tells you that it doesn't matter about YouTube and social media, it doesn't matter in their mind, the more you can be damn sure, 100% certain as a lead pipe cinch in the 6th race at Pimlico Racetrack. Okay, it's a lead pipe cinch that you care a lot. And every waking moment is spent devising methods to not be respectful of people, not to treat people with dignity, not to accord people with dignity, but just go for the pot of money. But we see how that turns out. Hello, Susie girl. I recognize no God except the true God. Okay, right? And I certainly don't have anything against. I'm an admirer of Assyrian culture. It's beautiful. The people, for the most part, are beautiful. And then you have, then you have an outlier. I spend a lot of time with this community. I've gone to restaurants in Michigan where you have the divide between the Muslim and the Christian parts of the communities there. I've gone to the Assyrian Sunday buffet. Okay, I've spent time at Assyrian restaurants. I've studied, I've seen the people. Brother, let me tell you, you're an outlier. Okay, most people I see that are Syrian are very warm once they get to know you. You know, and I'm going to give you guys an example. I don't know what the hell the rest. We got to Dearborn, went over to Sterling Heights, had a hankering. I need to be with my people. Let's go over to this restaurant. We go in there. It's probably 8 o'clock at night, 8:30. Dinner service is ending, but it's a spectacularly beautiful, the Ishtar, Ishtar. You can see the video. Ishtar restaurant. We went inside that place and it was gorgeous inside. Winged bulls, right? All the things. How you doing, Lynn? All of the things. Yes, he's always sullied my name because he's always been incredibly jealous of me and the friendships I have. Friendships that even extend down to his nephew. It's a tough pill to swallow. I still can talk to Jory and Mr. X and other people out there. The friends that I've met along the way. Okay, so we go to this restaurant that night, and I can't believe how good it is. You know, because I like Middle Eastern food, and there's nothing that's made in the earth that I won't try at least once. So I don't care. Goat eyes, bring them on. Goat nuts, cook them please first. Right, but tea service, the guy comes out, he's rattling I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful video, and you should go look up, make a note, write it down. Ishtar Restaurant, Sterling Heights, Michigan. You know, I made a review that night on that restaurant. We went back to next night. We finished our meal. We're brought a complimentary tray of beautiful pastries with pistachios, dates. Incredible, because let's face the bakery goods there are off the hook. How you doing, Robin? Comes time to pay. Guy says no charge. Okay, no charge. Could you ever imagine Elbow running a restaurant? No charge. Didn't ask for it. Didn't do anything. The guy had seen the review, looked it up, and I think it has some thousands and thousands of views now. But that's the warmth that I saw. That's the genuineness that I saw in that restaurant. Not the fake bake, not the I'll be your friend for what you can do for me. Because the reality is, what have you ever done for anybody else except open a couple cans of cat food and feed a few feral cats, or give a pocket full of change to a Jewish preacher, Jews for Jesus? That's about it. I rack my brain. Right? Ever popped, you know, I remember the time that Chris Diamond wanted to help painting his van. All of a sudden, man, you were out like a rocket, gone. I'm not gonna be shit. They don't pay me. You won't pay me? Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm not doing that. I can't really legitimately, in all these many years of knowing you, think of one way that you put yourself out for anybody in any capacity whatsoever. And the thing was, the times when it did show up on video that you did put yourself out there, it was staged like something out of the show Moonshiners, okay? Cutting the grass at Mr. X's apartment house. You pushed the mower one time, and even Mr. X was complaining that, I just can't believe the job this guy did. Right? How you doing, Rhonda? Quirky, get yourself checked out. Hello, Cyanide. Nice to see you. No, I don't. I'm a friend of Joni's. I have that wall between. I take Joni as Joni is, and we've had nothing but kind exchanges with each other, and I hope that continues. Cause I get to know Joni. I feel the skill set that she has, the joy that she has working with her hands, the joy she has modeling, talking about her camper van, and that makes me happy. What doesn't make me happy is when he gets in there and runs shows, how many people got watching. I mean, the girl can't even focus on the chat because she's refreshing her screen to see how many subs she's picked up. I told her the other night, people want to see you. They want to see what you're doing. They want to know about your life. Right? Okay, enough said on that. Next trip will provide the unknown gas for mystery trip. I don't even know where in the hell I'm going. We're going to get into that. But let it be known that I like Joni. I appreciate her as a trans sister. We've had some private exchanges and things back and forth that I've enjoyed quite a bit. And like I said, I think that she brings a level of a certain amount of joy to her life. She also has an incredible amount of fidelity to a job to be done, and that's taking care of her mom at home. And not once did she waver at the prospect of sitting in Kentucky in the snow and ice, busting her hump to do woodworking, cabinetry, put down coin flooring, and then to find that you couldn't even walk on a rubberized coin floor that I put down. Right? I mean, this is the way that she gave of her heart. And you don't think it tugged at her mind? Yeah, I'd like to be down in Florida. I'd like to be in the sunshine, sipping on a little Kentucky bourbon, sitting on the beach there, enjoying the sunset. Right? Who wouldn't? You know, a little pushing and shoving. Well, go, Joni. You know, you gotta be for yourself. And she's like, nope. No, I've got responsibilities. And at that moment in time, and even before, my admiration for her went up a lot. Now, do I care how she spends her time in her relationship? No. Do you think Elbow cares about the relationship that I have with his nephew? Who cares? Right? It's just amazing. I've known somebody that's been OG Boyd. I've spent time in Florida with him with tons of laughs. You can see the Boyd Florida meetup 2015. Just run the playlist. Drury, Narce, Debbie Lynn, Francis, Amanda May, the whole crew. You guys don't know what you're missing in the archives on my channel and the playlists. Over 200 playlists. Met Narce numerous times. Okay, had him out here to the Rancho. Met him on the road. Just like a totally different, dare I say, normal individual, trucking, working his ass off. 4 weeks on and 6 days off, 4 weeks on. This is normal. So do not give me the sour grapes routine that it doesn't mean anything to me, and I'm glad to be packing out to Chicago. Bullshit. Okay, ain't nobody on this planet buying it. Okay, right? And I always say the sad reality is you did it to yourself, man. Nobody had to do anything. I'll reiterate once again, I never bothered you. You tore me up from the time that you left this property until you were taken out for various reasons. I hardly mentioned you at all. Okay. But you were so desperate to get traction that you can't keep my name out of your mouth. You want to grease the skids to come back to YouTube. So what's the low-hanging fruit? Rosie, let's throw her out there. I wouldn't even bother doing it, man, because you know the way the outcome's going to be, and that'll give the lie to what you say, that it doesn't mean anything to you. It means the whole world to you. I'm sure in the weeks that followed after multiple terminations, it was hours spent on Google. What alternative video sharing platform? How do you make money on it? Ah, there's Vimeo. What do you do on that? Oh shit, you got to pay to be on there. Yeah, because they're putting up real high resolution, uncompressed videos of great cinematographers and stuff. Oh, I can't do that, man. I never edited video in my life. Right? Can't do that. Daily Motion. I don't understand. You can't comment on it. I don't. Face it, man. There ain't nothing like YouTube. And TikTok has its day and all that, but when people want to sit down and get beyond the 1 minute wonders, and they just want to sit down and have a choice of content that they want to watch at the time that they want to watch it, and sit there and watch either a 3 hour movie, a 10-hour live stream, whatever the hell they do, they can sit down and do that on YouTube. It's be a hell of a long time till something else comes along that's going to rival that. You know that. I know that. But again, it's the crow with the sour grapes. I never wanted your old nasty grapes anyway, like Wizard of Oz when they're walking through the witch's forest. And the scarecrows, yeah, I never wanted those rotten apples anyway, right? Sure you did. Right, Jeff? Yeah, you two need, hey Drury, how you doing? You need to get a room and sort it out. I don't think it'll ever be sorted out in life. Because when somebody continuously sees the path to what they perceive to be a presence on YouTube, goes through the valley of negative attention, negative acts, the whole being negative, there's never a good outcome for it. Okay, there's never a good outcome. Hey Tammy, how you doing? Yeah, YouTube is killing television. And the reality, the live streaming, it's dominating more and more because the crap on TV is scripted. Okay, whereas most of the stuff you see on live stream, either we're not smart enough to script it, which is two, people were too dumb to follow the script, or three, nobody gives a damn. All right, people just wing it their own way. Good luck. I don't know tick exactly, Betty. Everything is a shot in the, it has its day. But for creators, YouTube is unrivaled. Okay, for people that create very high quality videos and travel films and documentaries, and they don't want them compressed by YouTube's compression. It takes a lot of the definition and a lot of the quality that they upload to Vimeo and places like that to showcase their work, show reels for being hired and all that. Yeah, thumbs up are most appreciated, guys. Hey, Golden State. I've watched more TV with the boss and Janet than I have in the last 4 years put together when I was down there. That's how out of touch I am. So that's my conclusion. You want to come back? Come back. Keep my name out of your mouth. Okay? And I'll continue rolling on my merry way, doing the things I do. And you best get yourself checked into an obesity clinic. Okay? Because you're pushing down the road. I'm going to tell you, brother, lack of exercise. When you sat in that beach chair, I don't know how that chair sustained down there, but when you sat in that chair, and it looked like there were triplets, okay? Yeah, I'm just saying. And you're pushing 40 years old now, all right? Pushing 40 years old. Mother watch YouTube to my true artists that are in. Yeah, there you go, Carolyn. That's it. 70-inch reading books and study. Good for you, Liz. And Golden State says I had to take a break from YouTube. Well, thank you, Tammy. Good to see you. Thank you, sweetie. So I'm just kind of putting paid to that, but we know it'll be a never ending. It's one of those never ending dramas that just sweeps on from year to year to year till this guy finally realizes that all the doors have been nailed shut. Okay. Not by me, not by anybody else, but the evolving software engineers, software programs that are able to make multiple connections upon people and facial recognition and all that stuff. So get that mask. Kelly says, I'm a new follower, local here in Healdsburg, works at the Worst. Would love to see you come back. Kelly, I love the Worst down there. I did a review on it. I would love to meet your daughter down there. It's it's a good price for a great dog. So good for you, Callie. She's lucky that she's in the beautiful town, as perhaps you are, the beautiful town of Healdsburg. And I'll tell you what, the other thing, Elbow, is you might talk about my neighborhood and my home, but brother, you roll around in a shitbox, okay? It's going to be on its last, doesn't matter whether it's this year or 5 years from now. There's no capital set aside for anything, okay? Never in your lifetime are you going to be able to afford a home. Your credit is non-existent. Your work history is spotty at best. You're not a good credit risk. So I will say this, you will find yourself, as you used to rail about in 2015, when you used to laugh at people like me and other people, the ham and eggers and the street lights, etc. They went out and punched a clock and earned their money. Well, isn't it funny how the worm turned? Isn't it funny how things have come full circle? That how great it is to be a ham and egger now, and how great it is to have money in your pocket. And I don't need YouTube. You'll always be drawn to YouTube because it's the shortest distance between 2 points. Money and you, the shortest distance, you know it, I know it, is YouTube. But now, when other people are enjoying the lives that they worked hard to build and looking forward to travels and adventure, you're just going into the work world. You'll be pounding the beat, turning the key on the time clocks and doing all that. And I know you never miss one of my videos too, which is really good. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then he get call you. I'm not sure what that means. Hello, Aaron. How are you? Enough said. Enough said about that. Because we know it'll be a never ending. The great return will come, masked up like Nacho Libre, with a voice disguiser and everything else, and it's just gonna be like, how do I come back with a hidden channel and tap into NorMF like tapping a maple tree to get the sap out? Okay, how am I gonna do that? Right? Just unbelievable. So say what you will. I feel damn good about myself, the physical condition I'm in and everything. God knows what you'll be like. I seriously doubt if you'll reach my age, to tell you the truth. With the eating and the total absence of exercise, it's going to be a brutal, brutal experience. That's all I can say about that. Eating bean and tater, paying into an ace. There you go, Teresa. And you know what, Teresa? You're able to enjoy life. It's the normal course of things. And you know what? To everybody's credit on YouTube, I can't think of one person that picked up that banner for the nomad life. And I'm just doing things my way and screw it. And I'm not going to you stupid ham and eggers going out there making the man rich. And yet every day I see street life tooling down the road with the sunrise going over to make his coin every morning. All right. Just imagine, I said this years ago, just imagine if everybody thought, shit, screw it. Oh, he dreams of a world of communism where the end result is that we can all sit under fig trees, reading poetry and enjoying life. Well, hell, man, who's going to be the doctor? Who's going to bust his ass to study to get the equivalent of pay of the guy that sweeps the streets? Who's gonna fill the tanks at the gas station, or bring in those cans of Chef Boyardee ravioli? Right. Food for thought. Food for thought. How you doing, Janet? Good night, John. Good night. Good night. Everybody's got to work. Everybody's got to work, and that's the bottom line. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Okay. Well, thank you, Johnny West. I appreciate that. Thank you, EJ. I've always felt very good about very satisfied. Not nothing to crow about, but nothing to be ashamed of, right? Just tooling along, doing my thing, and having fun with you guys on the daily. And if you're not subbed up, sub up, because things are going to take a radical turn coming up real soon. Which brings me to my second subject of the night. So let us not pull that moldy, decaying body out of the ground of the artist formerly known as Elbow. Let it lie in peace. Okay. Number two, I have a video coming out early tomorrow morning. I did a lot of work on the van today to begin to restructure the van for my van travels and adventures. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited to share it with you guys because it's having done the van life and understood RVing and done a lot of work. There's two things that are very important to me. Number one is you've got to be able to get a good night's sleep. Okay, you've got to be able to sleep as well in an RV as you can at home. That's critical. Number two is you've got to have some space inside for living space. And when I put that, hey Bobby Blue Eyes, and hi Michelle, and when I put that, constructed that thing, I put the platform across the whole back. It was high. You know what? I couldn't sit up in the van, right? I had no place to put my legs. I couldn't do a stream. I couldn't do jack in there. I've taken steps, big steps today to change that. So I hope that you will check out the video tomorrow on reconfiguring Little Rascal. I think that you will. I think that you will enjoy that. It's going to be much more livable for me, much more comfortable. It's going to be a place where I can take care of my own needs and things, keeping myself clean, and once in a while checking into, like Coach does, once in a while checking into a Motel 6 or something like that. It's a good way to be. It's a good way to be. Hey Bronson, how you doing? Good to see you. Very good to see you this evening. So I'm excited about that video tomorrow. Hey Dodgy, how you doing? Last, so that's that. I'm very happy about the way that things have turned out. There'll be another series. I may road test it tomorrow night with an overnighter. I'm not sure, depending on how much I get done. I was supposed to have all my stuff from Amazon here. I can't go anywhere till it gets delivered. Might not be till Monday now. I don't know, right? They really kind of let me down, right? Because I can't go anywhere until I get deliveries on. Does it have a bar? I don't think so. You don't need to be all fancy to be on the road, right? Get a little bit of ice, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat in a van. Keep it as simple as possible. I discovered today, I never even knew it, I have a 12-volt outlet in the cigarette lighter outlet in the back of the van. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, Motel 6 is that. I dream of you at night. Well, thank you. I've not seen Joey D lately. I hope that he's okay. Yeah, I have Joni. I'm waiting on a 1,000-watt inverter. Okay. So when I'm driving down the road, all of my stuff is charging. Okay. I'm a believer on that. I'm a believer. I spend a little more money on a Super 8. Yeah. Ad for $9 a night. I don't even remember that. Hey, Dreamcatcher. So yeah, inverters are an important feature of my life. I have several of them that I run, but I don't want to overtax my electrical system. But then again, I have idiot lights that tell me that something's going on. Keep it simple, sister. Exactly, more Miles, and that's my philosophy. Exactly. On that is, I don't want a lot of stuff to take care of. If I have a small cooler, I go shopping on the daily or whatever and just grab food on the go. Think of all the money you save on hotels. Okay. As much as I want to travel coming up, I can't, put myself on a $3,000 a month budget for hotel rooms. Are you kidding me? Ain't never gonna happen. Do you watch what? If you're going to be sure to wear flowers in your hair. Watch what, Quirky? What are we talking about? Am I able to insulate? I'm not particularly worried about insulation. You guys got to realize that I spent 42 days, no, 46 nights in the in the dead of summer of 2019. In some of the hottest and most humid conditions that anyone would ever be subjected to in an RV. Okay, I went from working on doing projects on Lisa Marie and looking up at the billboard that you can see for Mr. X's property with heat warnings being flashed, 99 degrees and all that. I'm sleeping in my van. I didn't, Mr. X, hey, you could sleep in the big motor coach, put the air conditioner, I'm like, I'm fine. Detroit, same thing. And then the scorching heat of Yuma, Arizona, and all through down there, Los Algodones, San Luis, Mexicali, Tijuana. So it's very doable with me. Oh, Dan Bell, I was never really much into Dan Bell. Does he do? There's Dan Bell does the like worst cities thing or something, like Baltimore's got like the worst crack houses. The worst ghetto you ever, yeah, well, welcome to my hometown. Yep. So, yeah, we slept in the van, but it was tight with Georgie in there, and I can't put Missy Jen through that. Uh, I did a lot to always make sure Missy Jen was comfortable on our 7,633-mile journey. I made sure I didn't put her in shitbox hotels. We went to high places. Breakfast was included, and in other words, I took care. I made sure, that she was taken care of and all that. Wasn't It was like sleeping in an oven, but my good friend Patricia Wakefield saved the day because she sent me a little fan that you could hang, and if it's air moving, and I had my windows up, okay, but if it's air moving and you feel the breeze and you're tired, you will sleep, okay. And it was a little plug-in uh, fan, 3 volt or whatever, and I have multiple Parry packs that can produce 90 hours of chargeability for cell phone. I just plugged one of them in and just got used to it, right? I mean, you got to remember there's people in Hong Kong, the Philippines that don't even know what the hell air conditioning is, okay? All right, and they survive every single damn day. Another dirty room. Did I have nice dinner tonight? I had ramen noodles tonight because I was working hard on the van today and doing my work out there. You'll be seeing the video. I'm trying to do more and more things in 4K to put out the highest quality. Hey, line screw! I'm headed north in a few days. I should text you my satellite number going full time. That's excellent. Man, would I love to meet you on the road and meet up with you again. Yeah, I've gotten a knock on the van door before. I've also had nights in El Centro, California. At night, I did a video that I thought the wind was going to knock the van over. It was that strong. It was scary, very scary. Sucks for them. I need the quirky girl. You deserve it, honey. You deserve it. All right. But I'm just saying, there's people that live uh, in terrible conditions, but they have family. Okay, and they wouldn't even know that they're poor and stuff like that. Fremont, California received a distinction in happiest city in America in a new survey, ranging from the depression rate to the income rate. Well, I guess that's Tesla's there. That makes a difference, right? You want to cook and care for me? Are we going to hit the beach off the wrench? Huh? We going to hit the beach? We all never turned there. We have fans, it's just fine. And yeah, we don't need air conditioning here. Out here in this area. I didn't grow up with AC. I cannot do the cold. The cold is a deal breaker to me, but I do want to test myself this winter. I do want to put myself into a very frigid environment and see what I can do in that type of thing. Instant noodles so bad for you. I know Golden State, but I'm just eating for one, right? I mean, the reality is, if it's not ramen noodles and it's hot dogs or another night, I don't know. I had some pork. I had 2 pork chops last night, so I haven't been to a grocery store in 5 weeks. All right, I'm trying to eat down on a lot of crap that's in this house. It's a lot of sodium, but if it's only once a day, then you're pretty good. And I think sodium is overweighted as a negative substance in the human body. So please come to Boston for the winter. Yeah, Boston's a great. I love my time in Boston. I loved it. The drivers are insane. It's the circles and stuff. It's insanity. Absolutely insanity. Well, quirky girl, we love you. We're thinking about you very much. Get yourself. I need ladies. Imagine waking up to this. Yeah, it's not worth, Betty Smith, honey, it's not worth doodling up a fancy meal for one person. It just doesn't move money. Line screw is tremendous. Lion Screw is cooler than Miles Davis. I like Lion Screw because he's pithy, not pissy, pithy. He always is funny. He can needle people, but this guy never crosses the line. Okay, and I appreciate that. He's a gentleman to the core. I've never heard a curse word out of this guy's mouth. When we met up in Las Vegas. Of course, he spent time. You can see the videos on here. Just put Lion Screw in my search box. You can see him on the Rancho. Here, when we met up, we had a blast, and then I met him again in Las Vegas. And this guy put money in our hand for gambling, and just one of the greatest guys you could ever meet. Yeah, Dave. Rosie enjoys a good hot dog. I do. And Janet turned me on to Safeway hot dogs, which were amazing. Yeah, what I just have this, it's like a Korean, it's a Korean ramen. It's really good. Yes, I'm flirting, Norma. I'm always flirting. I've never gotten breakfast in bed. I've never gotten Grubhub, Postmates, anything. I've never had I never ordered groceries for delivery. I haven't done any of that stuff, right? I don't know. Just not my thing. How's it going, Mike Jordan? Good to see you. It's just not my, thing, to do that. Yeah, Lion Screw is from above the Northwest United States there in the beautiful area of Vancouver. Tanya Elizabeth, how are you, beauty? Yes, I saw you in here earlier. I'm so excited to see you in here. Send me a pic. I love Tanya. She's one. Yeah, I am the flirt. I'm trying to set myself up, right? For a new princess or queen of the Rancho. You're coming to Jamaica, huh? Would it be nice to go to Jamaica in the winter time? Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool in late fall, winter. I think there's a lot to see in Jamaica. Just stay put so we can all eventually get out of our houses. Yeah. Hi, Judy. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing good, Tanya. Tanya, all the beauty queens are rolling in tonight. 12 away from 100. Thank you, Jody. Thumbs up or appreciate, guys. Pretty much shut in. It's hard to go out and shop. Yeah, I hear. Teresa, who in hell cares? Like you said, you worked your behind off to get what you have. And honey, if you rang a bell and never got out of your bed for the rest of your life, except to take care of your toiletry duties, nobody would say a damn thing. Okay. Huge Chinese food delivery. Can't really eat though. What does that mean, Golden State? You can't really. Yeah, Montego Bay is beautiful. Hey, Yilva, how you doing, beautiful? Yeah, if you're a princess, you get a crown. That's right. Yeah, I see Baltimore in the news. The Johnson and Johnson manufacturing facility blamed Baltimore, like 15 million doses down the tube. Somebody was probably listening to the Orioles game when they're probably putting some different crapola into the things. Any scandalous pics? I may just be who knows? I know, Carolyn. Right. Send me pictures. I can make it like new at gmail.com. You'd be surprised the nice pictures that. Hey, Charles, I'm not saying you have to be. I've gotten my share of nudies and things. Thank you, but I'm just saying it's nice. I mean, Shimei sent me a beautiful picture with her mom and two lovelier, nicer mother-daughter combo you could never hope to imagine. And I felt so tickled to get that picture because that tells people that, it makes me know that it puts better faces to things and the people know that I'm trustworthy to the core with things that they send me. Someone once called me a vault. And that's what I am here on YouTube. Good to see you, Glenda. Melissa said, I love shopping so much I can be a personal shopper. Well, you should be one then if you love it that much. That's great. Yeah. Clothes pick, anything, anything. Hot dogs are good if they aren't expired. I'm going to grab a drink. I'll be right back. We're going to tear into our last topic about the RV and the day I had working with checking in and out with Chris today and rendering some opinions. We have an unusual situation going on that I'm going to describe. Full disclosure, I'm not, the hell was that? I thought it was lightning or something. This light's freaking out. This LED's going bad. Um, there are limits to what I disclose because I don't feel like it's my thing to go into things, but I can talk about things in a general way because I'm very concerned today. I'm extremely concerned. Hence, the last part is it could be a long night. There's a lot at risk here when you put a big vehicle on the road, and we'll get into that in a minute. Oh, that light is freaking out. Woo! Man, I found a case of Diet 7-Up in the van today. Woo! I found my bikini bottom, my sparkly blue bikini bottom. I looked for that. Other women be outrageous but for me, it's on the conservative side. But I found it. Yay! I was so happy. I was looking for that. So, hot links cooked in beer. I'll tell you what, Golden State, you go up to Milwaukee. You go up to Sheboygan, man, you're going to eat. You go to the Broad House in Milwaukee. Woo! You don't even need the meal. You put down the appetizer tray of 4 different, the Tiger Hot, all those 4. Man, you just tell them, bring whatever the hell you want on there. You love that bar. Class C's can be a very hard thing. Class C's can be a very difficult thing. There's always trade-offs. The problem with the Class C's is when you have something that's levered and you have an overhang over the front of the cab area of your van, your body. And if you get any kind of water intrusion into that area, it seeps in, it gets into the wood, and you start to lose your structural integrity. That's a lot of weight on the front of that. Would I recommend that he sleeps in the top and the upper sleeper? No. Okay, things like that. All right. Yeah, people in Wisconsin love to drink beer. It's a perfect town for me. It's a great town, beer town. Kosher dog with sour. It's all good, Teresa. It's all good. So here's the RV of doom. It could be. It could be. But I'm always a person that errs on the side of optimistic. And I'm also not a person that's given to look too far down the road. What do I mean by that? I mean, I know what's coming. Okay, but is that going to help? Is that going to help anybody deal with the here and now? And the answer is no. The answer here is you break down on the road. First thing you got to do is get to a safe location and pray to God that you're near a town or something like that. And luckily for him, he ended up in, I don't know what the hell it is, Kirkland, New Mexico, and was lucky he was able to pull into a parking lot and begin to start to figure stuff out. Okay, that's a good thing. It could have happened out, in the way out in the middle of Texas or Oklahoma, something like that. That's a good thing. That's a good thing on there. you know, you got to understand there's things that I say and things that I don't say out of respect for, you know, being his motor home, his channel, and things like that. And I do try to be aware of things like that. I'm not a person given to popping names in my titles and the titles of my videos. If people happen upon it and they hear my elbow rant or whatever, that's fine. Or I hear what I say about the RV, that's fine. Okay. But here's the problem, and here's where we talked a little bit about this last night. Is you've got to be a very scrupulous buyer for cars. Not so much with later model cars. It's very unusual that these days lemons are fewer and farther between because the technology is so good now, the computerization, the tolerances are so much better that they can put warranties on drivetrains to 100,000 miles and things like that. So that's a good thing. But RVs are like a totally different class. Because stuff breaks down all the time, because that's the normal course. Remember the shaking and vibrating down the road, and the seams are doing this on the back wall, right? The joints, they're all moving on different planes. The axles, it's ripping itself apart literally on the road. And as a result of that, they're maintenance pigs. They are total maintenance pigs. You can make them last a long time if you stay on top of them. You can make them last a long time if you just park them somewhere and don't, you know, just use it as a granny unit or whatever. Right? But when you start taking those things on the road, the stresses, strains of a 25-year-old, one of the reasons I sold my 74 GMC, because I worried about the very early pioneering, the only RV that was ever front wheel drive. I don't know, maybe the Euro van by VW is now, but that was unusual. Front wheel drive, and I always thought, man, if that front, you know, that Tornado technology, that Riviera technology, that front wheel drive, if that ever goes, you're looking at big, big bucks. And a guy I knew, James Wanderlust Estate, lo and behold, spent a fortune down in Florida to get a 78, and it blew the drive on the front. And it was a mess, and that's for damn sure. Okay. So what I want to get into is you're making a commitment when you get this RV, and I'm just going to put it out there. The guy that he bought it from was a liar of the highest order. Okay. The guy was a liar of the highest order. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. If I had that RV, when I get to wherever I need to, I'd jack that son bitch up, pull those tires, and take a damn hard look at those brakes and take a damn hard look at those rotors. Okay? Your life depends on that and other people on the highway. You're attracted to go through the Smoky Mountains, the Rockies, things. You have a responsibility not only to yourself but other people. Now, I think he holds true to that. I'm not worried about that. But the seller, the seller just let her rip. Okay. Now, is the seller required uh, to be meticulously honest? Well, your mileage may vary, right? You look it over. I don't say a hell of a lot unless you ask me, right? Well, what was done? Well, I just happened to have this list that I penciled out this morning of things that have been done on the RV. Uh, you know, if I put that dude up to a lie detector test, what do you think? Bam, bam. That big boo, ooh, ooh. Come on, man. What is it Donnie says? Come on, man. wasn't long till we determined that what came out of it, what initially thought was smoking yesterday coming out of the vehicle, because I never really see RV brakes smoking. Okay, I've seen truckers smoking coming down the Grapevine I-5, at a 8 degree. I've seen tires that are on fire, truckers. You don't see that too often on RVs. You'll see seized bearings more on them. What in fact, and also the smell, what in fact happened was that coolant was migrating into the heads, and it was beginning to burn uh, antifreeze and water in there. Indicative that you've had some type of breakdown between the channels, the flow channels where water moves, and the combustion chambers that fire. And I want to tell you guys, this is a V10. That means, 5 on the side, right? We're talking about a very big, a very, very powerful motor. What did Monkey Boy tell me? 470 foot-pounds of torque, 6 point, I mean, it's a huge engine, okay? But it's not common that water will leak into enter into the combustion chambers area unless you've had a failure along the way of some seal or something like that. Okay? Or a gasket has failed. So, that was what was burning. And when you smell that antifreeze smell and it's coming out of your tailpipe, you pretty much know that you've got a gasketing issue on there. Now, okay, there's the reality. That's the situation. So what are you going to do? You got a couple choices. Call the junk guy and have it towed off, right? Right, that's one. B, find a local guy to tear into it. And get it all fixed up and good. Or C, you just do battlefield repairs. Okay. Just enough to get it the hell out of there and on the highway. Okay. Yeah, 310, yeah, 450, 310 horsepower. It's a hell of a power plant. But it's now, and I'm going to put it out there, I could almost swear that the seller did one of those victory seal jobs before of pouring some sealant, JB Weld, leak stop, something like that into the system. Just enough to temporarily plug that up. And you don't know whether that's going to last 100 miles, 1,000 miles, 2,000, 5,000 miles, but she will go. She will go. Yeah. Now, some people have speculated about the thermostat and stuff. Heat is your enemy on this run, what I call this cannonball run. And thermostats are a lot of the issue. The only downside of not running with a thermostat is that your EGR systems, your emission gas recirculation system, is continuously sensing that you're in a cold weather environment. So it's feeding you a bit more fuel to compensate. Okay? Other than that, running cold is not, you're just not reaching your peak efficiency, but you're not going to roast your motor either, okay? And you've probably got the greatest chance of making that 1,700 miles back to North Carolina with the way it's configured right now. That's why it's unusual that the gauge is pegged to the sea, because it's running cold down the highway. Okay, less stress, less tear on that engine. They may or might have been told, is the well, it's McDave. It's what you got to do money wise, and running a couple thousand miles without a thermostat isn't going to make a damn bit of difference. You only burn a little more fuel to compensate for the EGR system sensing that it's a cold environment. Okay. Other than that, for a 1,700-mile run, and not my suggestion, but I've often done that. But a lot of that was before the EGR and before all the emission pollution control bullshit that came out in 1973, 74. Everything I got from a 68 Mustang to a 51 Chrysler Imperial, a 62 Biscayne, a 1970 Cutlass Supreme, I always just took the thermostat, and just tossed it, because they were always seizing up at the worst spots on the road. Well, too cold, too hot, too cold. It'll make the temperature. It'll be heating up as it goes, as the sun rises tomorrow and all that. But that wasn't my idea on that particular vehicle. It's whatever the mechanic did at the moment in there. So I don't really know. The important takeaway is there's going to be big dollars on the table. Okay. And he already hinted at it, and he said, well, there's two of them that I might have to spring for. I don't, probably already said it 10 times. I'm not going to say the words. But, you're looking at planing, machining, refitting, rebuilding, and other things. So, man, you know what it's like to, it's a nightmare when you have RVs, like Class B camper vans. If you've got to work on the engines and all that, that's just packed in so tight. You have the doghouse next to the driver's steering wheel, and you got to fiddle around down there. I did the same thing on my 74 GMC motorhome. I got this big 440 Olds big block down here roaring away. And if you've got to do anything on that, it is a nightmare to work on them. And I don't know. It's going to be okay. Take care, EJ. Well, I don't think the block is going to be an issue. Okay, but we're looking at some pretty big. The important thing, as I said, get home safely. I appreciate that he shouted Monkey Boy out today. I appreciate he shouted a lot of people out, the two guys that helped him out to temporarily seal the point of intrusion, where it was getting into the combustion chambers temporarily and all that. What are the long-term ramifications of putting that crap in? Ask Cobra John. Right, leak sealants are just a band-aid, and a lot of times they end up being can be a nightmare of blocking cooling channels and things like that. So I don't know, there's a problem with Daniel because he drive. Well, we're trying to keep the speed low, panic. Keep the stress on the engine a minimum. What exerted the pressure was once you start to reach the mountains, and then you start to, I think, experience that gravity and other things in higher altitudes, and the pressures kind of change up there. And I really believe the load and the strain of starting to run mountainous terrain really starts to tell on a vehicle. Well, I don't know warranty for what, Carolyn. I don't know. This is how we're get it fixed to keep driving. I don't really know, McDave. But I know the first imperative is, we're looking at a very high cost to bring this engine up to its top capabilities. Okay, to what it's spec'd out to be. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. There's going to be work that's going to be done. How long does it get spaced out? Well, it doesn't have to be all done at one time, but if you can do it yourself. But these RVs with the dog houses and all that, it's very difficult to do things that a normal just lift up hood would allow you to do. So we'll see. Sawdust in the train. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not. I can't. Yeah, bars leak, something like that is okay. The important thing is, and sometimes you just got to go in and you got to be a person. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to go in and, in somebody's darkest hour, right? That's where you find out somebody's true nature. If they can push all of the bullshit aside and focus on the person as a human being that's in trouble. And there were some people that definitely couldn't be there in reality. But every time the phone rang, they picked it up. Every time they had a thought, they picked up the phone to call him. And that level of support was appreciated, and that gratitude was shown out on the stream tonight. And I appreciated that. If you put good out, you'll get good back. You break down on the road and you treat people with respect, these people will move heaven and earth to take care of you. Pay for a hotel, pay for meals, pay for fix you up, just to get you back on the road. Don't abuse it. Don't bullshit people. Right? Just keep it real. Just keep it real. How you doing, Lee Marie? Nice to see you. Yes, an RB, Coach Greg. Yes, this is going to take specialized tools, a lot of right angle tools and things like that. It's a very, very confined well where that sits down, and likely the way is to drop it from below, right? Disconnect the drive line and just carefully lower it down. But that's a lot of linkage and stuff that's got to be moved out of the way, and a lot of things. So it's gonna cost. There's gonna be a pretty penny, right? It's gonna probably be quite a few bucks, because what you do on one side, you should do it the other at the same time. That's common practice if you're going to do things like brake pads, rotors, cylinder heads. You don't want to just do one, right? You want to get them both out, taken to a machine shop, get redone, and then reinstalled again. That's it. Hey, John. Can of pepper, huh? I don't know. No, I know you don't. Nobody does. Nobody does. Right? Nobody wishes anybody bad luck, right? So, good thing is big. I don't know anything about the money situation. We never talk about that. Honest to God, I'm usually only on the streams when the shit's hitting the fan or something's going on. Like tonight, I'm kind of checking in and just making sure that the wheels are still moving in a clockwise direction. Right, 20 hours. Probably that hobo. Cobra John understands. He's worked on race vehicles of the highest precision caliber of performance. He understands. More than anybody in this chat, I believe that Cobra John knows exactly what's going on. Did the van have 70,000 miles? No, I think it probably has maybe 140,000, maybe 100,000 miles on it. I don't know. Uh, no, there's no recourse panic buyer on that. No. That's it. Hey, bastard, how you doing? Poured and polished is always a good thing. Yes, yes. I've lapped a lot of valves. Right, Cobra John? Quarter turn with my valve grinding compound. And I know Cobra John knows exactly what I'm talking about. Lapping those valve seats, right? Knows that. How you doing, Jasmine? You beautiful thing. Good to see you. I don't know about money. We never discuss money. Honest to God, my hand to God, we don't talk. I don't talk. I don't want to know people's financial situation. You know, mine's enough of a freaking strain right now that I don't need to take on anybody else's stuff, right? And for those of you who may wonder, I didn't send a penny that way today. Okay, it was not asked of me. Okay. I also believe in self-sufficiency, and there's always a certain good feeling of getting yourself out of a jam, right? Not me, panic buyer. Not me. I'm no, I'm no angel, but I do care about people, and I'm a person. I mean, it sounds dumb. To, I enjoy rooting for the underdog, right? The and just I always put up defensives when when and even if it's their own doing when somebody's being picked on and I don't know. I don't know. Bored and polished. Been there, done that a few dozen times. There you go, Cobra John. It's very satisfying, isn't it? And we used to lap those valves by hand, man. Which were the days? Love Susie. Well, that's what it's going to be, Bruce. So, you know, keep rolling down the road and just take it one day at a time. It's not the kind of thing where you want to look too damn far into the future, right? Top priorities, keep those wheels turning and just make it back. So, my first engine, I did my first one when I was 14, the first Chrysler Hemi had the 51 Chrysler Imperial firepower with the tiptoe transmission on it. I think I was 14 years old. My brother and I got that. I almost killed myself in that. That was 2.5. I think that was like 2.5 tons. That vehicle transmission wasn't worth a shit. Neither were the brakes. Rhonda, good to see you. Twin thing, how you doing? So hell will shake out. I don't know, but I'm going to try to provide every bit of support that I could possibly do. You know, if there's an urgent need for something, I can't say I won't try to provide it. I'll just be very honest about that. Um, Sometimes, like I say, in dark times, it's where it's not so much that you find out about the other person. A lot of times you find out about yourself and you see yourself as a human being, when somebody else is in dire in a tough situation. So yeah, would I do things different? Yeah, I do things different on my channel. That's not my business. 49 Studebaker. I was 13. There you go. Let it go. Good night, sweetie pie. Egyptian Coffee Channel. How you doing? Vanity says first car engine I ever saw taken apart was a Carmen Ghia. The car was in the driveway and then the engine was all over the garage floor. Was that the? I don't know if Carmen Ghia's had the H heads, the H pattern. I don't remember. I know the VWs did. Yeah, MJ, those days are gone, man. I remember we had a. Oh shit! I could practice that 51 Chrysler. I could sit in the engine compartment. Oh Man, and then all the shit changed in 1973, 74 with the pollution control. Maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. Maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. Yep, yeah. Welcome to the channel, Egyptian Coffee channel. So it's we're gonna see what happens. I don't try to look ahead. I don't try to make predictions about what's going to happen. I think at this point in time, having consulted with a guy that is a some sort of a mechanic and his son out there, that we're extremely kind, and there are great people out there that you will meet on the road, and there are people that will help you. Most people are good people out there. I mean, places like YouTube and the bottom of YouTube can make you very, you start to see a creeper around every corner and everything's a SWAT or a CPS call or, porn bombed, right? I mean, you don't never know. But then you get out in the real world and there's some really, just like here, there's some really genuinely nice people out there. And I really, really love that. Good night, Green. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, the uncertainty brings an excitement factor. And I'm eager to get on the road too. I wouldn't mind having to shake it, but I don't know when my stuff is now coming from. Amazon really let me down in a big way. Now it looks like they're trying to push that off onto Monday. So I don't know, but do I have a lot of shit I can do here? Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, I got a whole lot of stuff to do. So, thinking I might be able to sneak out maybe tomorrow night and do an overnighter in the van. I'm not really sure. We're just going to see how that goes. 72 Malibu in high school, 2-barrel carburetor. Woo! There's Susie, 350 small block, got me to Florida and back. Sweet ride. 50 gravelly bush hogs made by the Studebakers, a rope style pull start. That's pretty cool. Still remember them? Do it again. I sure remember them. Wow. Unbelievable. Unreal. See what time it is. Yeah. So, guys, I think just my last topic, just a reminder, I did some work on the van today. I'm getting it strategically reoriented so that I can save a bundle of money when I travel due to the amount of traveling that I perceive doing. Knock on wood if the virus doesn't shut us all down again. I want to make that a highly livable please. I want to start spending my nights back in the van. I spent 44 nights, straight nights in the van in mid-2019, the Great Midwest Man Tour, which I enjoyed, and I like that. Hey, Kay Lee. So that will be popping at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. It'll be 8 a.m. on the East Coast. Please check that out with your morning coffee. And as usual, for all the vids, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Things are going to really be. We're moving from first gear down to second on this channel, and I'm excited to be on the road. Where in the hell am I going? I don't know. I don't even know myself. I'm just going to be a van nomad. I'm just going to be putting it in gear. Golden State, good to see you back. Joey D, I don't know where you are out there. I'm missing you on the chats. Monkey Boy, thank you for always being a stand-up guy. We speak frankly on the phone, Monkey Boy and I, about issues, but we're also very aware that, that's a human being out there trying to live the dream. And we're not one to be dream crushers and all that. So, Amanda, good night to you. Panic buyer, if you're not on the Discord, I'm going to start trying to do this. I'm now going to pop over into Discord for a little bit so that we can continue to chat. And give me about 5 minutes or so to get cleaned up here. I'm going to be in the Discord. We're eventually going to try to get the voice thing turned on the Discord. I'm going to talk to Marie and Oda May and Silva Star and CJ to get that working. So I'm going to run over to, thank you, Rhonda. I'm going to run over for a while, spend about a half hour over in Discord or so. It's like a message board associated. If you're not a member of the Discord, they'll tell you Discord's a lot of bad stuff. Discord's what you make it, okay? You have good moderation, good flow, good people come in. Most people respect people that are trying to be nice people and trying to do good stuff in life, and they don't, most, it's like trolls. If you don't mess around and be a dick, you'd probably be okay. Discord's easy, panic buyer. You just you make up whatever the hell username you want. You put an email address in, and you can either use your channel name here or whatever. Nobody shares your info and nobody gets anything. And it's just it's like a 24-hour message board, and slowly building up and slowly putting new people in there. So Discords are, I mean, there's some terrible Discords on the CX network. There's some terrible shit that gets put in the Discord. My Discord, me or my administrators have to okay you to come in, and it's been 2 months. Discords grow very slowly, but it's a way that you can talk about the channel, meet your friends that you see on here if other chats aren't open, and you can hang out. Right now it's just a keyboard chat, but I hope to get the voice chat capability set up, so it's very easy to register, and if you don't like it, you're just out. And so far so good. I mean, I've got extremely experienced people, Marie, and I love Marie to pieces, and also Silva Star and Oda May. She's learning and learning and learning. Yeah, just if you don't like the room, don't go into it, right? It's like the old Yahoo message boards. That's exactly what it's like. Okay, Charlotte, love you. Charlotte, do me a favor. Resend that message regarding dates. I'm not going to talk location, but I've seemed to have misplaced that. So I have a chance to maybe coordinate, see what we can do. So better off catch flick or tune. I don't know. Can you find love on Discord? Lieutenant Dan. How you doing, baby? Oh, you type too fast. Okay, so if you may, Dickless, so I'm going to be over in the Discord for a while, guys. So y'all have a good evening. If you haven't thumbs up, we're so close to 100, we can taste it. Thank you, Panic Buyer, for being here tonight. Make sure to see the video tomorrow on the van, because the adventures are getting ready to begin. And if you're anybody that you know in your social media that may enjoy it, make sure to share it out on your social media. Even if I never ask people to support monetarily and things, but if you can support by shares and hit the share button once in a while, that's a nice thing too. So, all right, y'all take care and have a great one. Let's get to that 100. We're 99. Come on, one more. I feel like a telethon. Come on, there it is. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful night, okay? Be proud of who you are.